Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Ghazi. First, the headlines. The appellate tribunals will decide the appeals filed against acceptance or rejection of nomination papers for the National and Provincial Assemblies seats by Wednesday. Law Minister has underlined the need for taking all administrative, financial and judicial steps for smooth merger of tribal areas with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. 6 terrorists have been killed in exchange of fire with security forces in South Waziristan. APHC chairman says India is pushing Kashmiri youth to the wall, compelling them to take extreme steps. United Nations Secretary General has called for an immediate end to military escalation in southwest Syria. In the FIFA World Cup match between Belgium and Tunisia is in progress in Russia, and in the Hockey Champions Trophy opening match between Pakistan and India is also underway at Netherlands. And now the news in detail. The appellate tribunals will decide the appeals filed against acceptance or rejection of nomination papers for the National and Provincial Assemblies seats by Wednesday. The revised list of candidates will be published the following day. The candidates can withdraw their nomination papers by 29th of this month. The ECP will allot election symbols to the candidates on 30th of this month. Pakistan Muslim League Noon has announced the list of its ticket holders for contesting election on the National Assembly and Provincial Assembly seats. Law Minister Syed Ali Zafar has underlined the need for taking all administrative, financial and judicial steps for smooth and successful merger of tribal areas with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. He was chairing a meeting of committee constituted for facilitating merger of tribal areas with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Islamabad today. The minister constituted 2 subcommittees comprising officials from the Ministries of Law, Interior and Finance to sort out financial matters as well as draft rules and laws to facilitate the merger process. Chief Justice of Pakistan, Mia Justice Saqib Nisar, has directed the judges at the district courts to decide cases expeditiously in accordance with law to ensure speedy justice to people. Speaking during a visit to district courts at Larkana today, he took stock of overall performance of district judiciary and prosecution services. Mia Saqib Nisar asked the Chief Justice of Sindh High Court and Registrar to take action against the delinquents and incompetent judges in accordance with law. He also visited judicial lockup and heard complaints and issues of under-trial prisoners. Later, speaking at a gathering of advocates in Larkana, Chief Justice said the main purpose of judicial system is to provide justice. He said, protection of human rights is our foremost priority. He said criticism could be made on the reasoning of decisions, but not against the judges. He regretted that burden of high-profile political litigation in the Supreme Court and High Court had been delaying justice in the cases of general public. 6 terrorists have been killed in exchange of fire with security forces during an intelligence-based operation under Operation Raddul Fasad in village Spina Mila near Ladha, South Waziristan. According to ISPR, the killed terrorists included high-value target terrorist Nanakar involved in killing of local population and Maliks. Havaldar Raza Khan and Havaldar Mumtaz Hussain embraced martyrdom during the exchange of fire. Weapons and ammunitions were recovered along with communication sets through which terrorists were in communication with their handlers across the border on Afghan province Paktia. Pakistan's High Commissioner to United Kingdom Syed Ibn Abbas has appreciated Higher Education Commission's Vision 2025 and Pak UK Education Gateway for promotion of higher education in Pakistan. Talking to a delegation of Higher Education Commission in London, he said it is welcoming that education, which is a vital sector for national development, is being focused in a structural way. This is Radio Pakistan. Thousands of people attended the funeral prayers of the 5 Kashmiris martyred by Indian troops in Islamabad district of occupied Kashmir yesterday. A large number of people attended the funeral prayers of Dawood Ahmad Sofi in Zaina Court area of Srinagar amid high-pitched pro-freedom and anti-India slogans. Freedom songs were played from loudspeakers of the mosques in the entire area. Thousands of people participated in funeral of Adil Rahman at Shetipora and Ashraf Itu at Hatigam in Srigufwara, shouting pro-freedom and pro-Pakistan slogans on the occasion. Several rounds of funeral prayers were held for another martyred youth, Majid Manzoor Dar, at Telagam in Pulwama due to a huge rush of mourners. People in large numbers also attended the funeral prayers of Muhammad Yusuf Radar in Sugufwara. Meanwhile, Hurriyat leaders and organizations in the occupied Kashmir have strongly condemned killing of the 5 people by Indian troops. In a statement in Srinagar, Chairman All Parties Hurriyat Conference Syed Ali Gilani paid tributes to the martyrs and held Indian authorities responsible for continued bloodshed in the territory. He said India is pushing Kashmiri youth to the wall and compelling them to take extreme steps. India's fast tracking of environmental clearances for projects like power plants and coal mines has caused alarm among environmentalists and affected residents. Environmental group Greenpeace says India's construction sector and coal-fired power plants are major contributors to rising levels of particulate matter in the air. World Health Organization says India is home to the world's 14 most polluted cities. The PM10 index, which measures the concentration of particulate matter of 10 microns diameter or less in the air, hit 999 in the capital New Delhi last week, the highest measure on monitoring devices. The coarse particulate matter is mostly dust, which attaches to toxic material from other emissions. The United Nations Secretary-General Antonio has called for an immediate end to military escalation in southwest Syria. In a statement, he also urged all sides to return to the ceasefire arrangements agreed by Russia, the United States, and Jordan and uphold their commitments. Antonio said he is gravely concerned by the recent upsurge in fighting which pose significant risks to regional security. The UN Secretary-General is scheduled to hold talks with US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in Washington today. UN Secretary Council is scheduled to discuss the Syria issue on Wednesday. Leaders of 16 European Union countries will meet in Brussels tomorrow to find a solution to the issue of asylum seekers. The summit has been called for European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker amid fresh divisions in Europe over how to deal with the immigrants. In a statement, the European Commission spokesman Alexander said leaders of Hungary, Poland, Czech Republic and Slovakia have refused to attend the summit. The US Navy is drafting plans to house up to 25,000 immigrants on its bases and other facilities at an estimated cost of about $233 million over 6 months. Earlier, the US military said it has been asked by the government to get ready to house up to 20,000 immigrant children. It said the government has already assessed 3 military bases in Texas and would review another in Arkansas for this purpose. In Nigeria, at least 5 people have been killed and 6 others injured in a suicide attack and raid by Boko Haram militants on a village in Borno State. According to reports, a suicide bomber detonated his explosives among a group of residents sleeping in the open, followed by indiscriminate gunfire from the militants. In the FIFA World Cup match between Belgium and Tunisia is in progress in Russia. Belgium were leading 3-1 at the end of first half. In the second match, South Korea will play against Mexico, while Germany will play against Sweden in third match. In 37th edition Hockey Champions Trophy 2018 opener match between Pakistan and India is underway at Breda in the Netherlands. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain thunder shower with gusty winds is expected at isolated places in Malakand, Hazara, Bannu, Kohat, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore, Sargodha, Faisalabad divisions, Upper Fata, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log in onto our website radio.gov.pk.